Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our kitchen. I'm here with Chef Julie, and it smells wonderful in here, and we are making scallops. So, Julie, I love scallops, and it's typically something that I order when I go to a restaurant. It's kind of, luxurious, but I've never made them at home. So I'm excited to learn how to today.
I can't wait to show you. They're actually quite intimidating because a lot of times you don't know what to do with them and you don't want to ruin them, and they're kind of delicate, so I understand. So I'm excited to show you how. But before we get them in the pan, I want to show you how to clean them.
And I didn't even know this was a step because I've never made them.
Right.
So clean them.
They come with this little, they call it the foot, and there's a little foot on here, and it's a really tough muscle, so you just have to pick that off. And I mean, it won't hurt you if you did eat it, but it's really tough and chewy.
Sure.
So it definitely isn't something we want on our scallops. So we just take those little guys off.
Okay.
And the other ones you can tell already don't have, we already cleaned those ones, so they don't have the foot. So there's our 3 that we needed to clean. And I actually also dried them off really good with a paper towel because you don't want that extra water, because what will happen when we throw it in the pan is it won't get a sear because of the moisture.
Sure. So did you clean them first then?
Nope.
Rinse them at all or no?
Nope, you don't have to do that. You just have to clean the foot off from there and then dry them off.
Okay, great.
So first thing is a little salt and pepper.
Of course.
We need to have a little bit of seasoning on our protein.
Bring out the flavors.
Exactly. A little bit of fresh ground pepper here.
Yum.
And then we're going to get some oil into our pan. And we're just using canola because we don't want, a flavored oil that's going to take anything away from our scallops.
Sure. And canola is one of the good oils.
Yes.
So love that.
And the cool thing is we can kind of see the oil rippling a little bit, so we know that our pan's hot enough. And then we're going to put the salt and pepper side down.
Okay.
And then we'll season the other side. Get that.
So we know that the pan's hot enough because they're sizzling.
Yes, exactly. And get them in the oil there. And like I said, they're pretty delicate, so we want to be nice to them when we're putting them in there.
And you bought fresh ones, correct, from our meat and seafood service counter?
Yes, I
festival?
did. I did.
I love going there because the meat and seafood associates are always so knowledgeable and so willing to make suggestions. I always have questions on, how many pounds, depending on how many people, and just really how much and what to do with it. So they're always really knowledgeable, which is great.
Exactly. They can help you, answer all those questions for you.
Yes.
And help you kind of choose what you want and maybe something to go with it and that sort of thing.
Yes, definitely.
So we're just going to season the other side here. And you can season both sides before you even put it in the pan if you want to.
Sure. So they kind of remind me of cooking shrimp or, in the skillet that they cook pretty quick, it seems like.
They do. And that's what makes them perfect for like a weeknight meal.
Yeah.
And they're so luxurious and kind of more of like an upscale type thing, but they're perfect for something that you can do at home and kind of impress your family. They might think, wow, my wife made scallops for me tonight.
Yeah. But yeah, it's really pretty simple, and I love that it just cooks so quickly.
Exactly, yeah. So we're going to let them go just a little bit longer here, and then we'll go ahead and flip them over.
So what are we doing with all this stuff then? This smells so good. I can smell the fresh ginger. I know that's what that is.
Well, that's what's so cool about this is we're going to make a really quick pan sauce after we get the scallops out of there. So we have fresh garlic. And so that's obviously like a perfect thing to make the base of your sauce from. And we also have fresh ginger. So we just took the ginger. And if you've never worked with it before, it has this kind of shell around it. So you can go ahead and just almost peel that off with a spoon or a knife. And then you just want to mince it up, or you can use like a microplane to get it nice and small like that, you can tell.
The ginger root. Right?
Yes,
yeah.
Ginger root. And then if you have any leftover, you can put it in a baggie and then in the freezer. You can just pull it out of the freezer.
Yeah.
We also have, this is fresh orange juice and then the zest. So you zest all the outside off there, and then we squeezed all the juice from it. And you could use a bottled orange juice if you wanted to, but I love the fresh. It just has so much more flavor.
Oh, yeah. That really smells good. It's going to make a really good sauce, I can tell.
Exactly. So we're starting to get a little crust, so I'm going to flip a couple of these guys over.
So you can tell when they're ready when they start to brown. Is that correct?
Yep, as you can see, that one right there. And they sometimes stick to the bottom just a little bit, but that's okay. Just work on them a little bit and then flip them over. We want to make sure not to overcook them either, because then they will get kind of rubbery. So we don't want to do that either.
That makes sense.
So I'm going to take off some of these guys on the hot part of the pan here. Move them into our nice platter. And they kind of start to shrink up too when they're done.
Kind of like shrimp do. That's what they really remind me of.
Exactly. And then what I love is that you can tell in our pan here that we have some what I call pan Yumies on the bottom of the pan. It's called fond, but that's going to help create our really good sauce.
And it smells awesome.
Yeah, nice crust on some of those there. All right, so we're going to go ahead and add our garlic in. And I think I want just a little bit more oil because we don't want our garlic to burn.
Sure. Makes sense.
And our ginger. And this is the thing that you can smell. You know, it just smells so good.
Nice kind of Asian themed
exactly.
scallops.
Woo! There we go. So it's actually okay that it's doing that because we want our sauce to reduce.
Okay.
So we want it to kind of get a little bit more syrupy. And we're going to throw in, we're not going to use quite all this zest, but we'll throw in some of that. And then we will go ahead and put in the brown sugar. Ah, come on.
Yeah.
There we go.
Happens.
And then a little bit of soy sauce. And so that's going to kind of bring that little bit of saltiness there and that flavor.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more.
And you're just kind of estimated there, a couple tablespoons.
Yeah,
maybe?
I like to estimate sometimes, but that's about 2 teaspoons.
Okay, teaspoons.
Yep. All right, so what we're going to do is we could let this reduce a little bit more, get some of the moisture out of it, but it's perfectly okay to eat it right as it is. I just want to make sure I worked up that fond that's on the bottom of the pan because that's where we're getting our scallop flavor.
Mm-hmm. How quick and easy, a one-dish dinner. Really.
Exactly, we love that, right? Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm actually going to give you a scallop and myself.
Great.
So there's that.
Thank you.
My clean tongs here. And I'm going to give you this one with that perfect crust on it.
Thank you.
And then I'm also going to spoon, if you want to bring your
You got it.
plate over here, I'll give you a little bit
Happily.
of that sauce.
And
then do you
then-
want to throw some cilantro on top there too for a little extra flavor?
Beautiful.
All right.
I'll get you dished up here too.
Perfect. And how pretty is that?
Gorgeous.
I love it. Oh, thank you.
Your fork.
Perfect.
Let's dive in here.
Let's give it a taste. Oh, you can tell your fork just goes right through it. You know it's done perfectly.
I cut mine up a little bit here.
I love ginger and orange and that soy. It goes so perfectly together.
Delicious. If you like this recipe, you can visit fastfoods.com and check out Julie's 20-minute meals blog.
And I would love to eat all these, but that would be shellfish.